Hi, I'm Claudia Bell. This is a reflection on my experience with one-to-one coaching. Through this presentation, I will share with you a little bit more about myself and how I got started with my career, defining mentoring and coaching, what my ideas were before this coaching experience, the challenges I've overcome through the process, the benefits of coaching for both coach and professional learner, the improvements to the process in hindsight, recommendations for anyone interested in coaching, and an opportunity to explore the online portfolio tied to the coaching experience. Let's get this started. As I said, I'm Claudia Bell. I started out as an art educator with my specialty area being ceramics. I decided to grow my skill set by attending graduate school, and now I design learning experiences for adults with the state of Louisiana Civil Service. I'm occasionally found assisting my mom at the local arts market where she sells amazing handmade soaps. Looking across the timeline of my experience and into the future, today I'm designing engaging learning experiences for adults. I enjoy using multiple platforms to engage learners. I like to use agile methods of learning, those different learning methods and techniques, ADDIE and SAM and such. I like to participate in monthly opportunities that are available through the Baton Rouge Association for Talent and Development chapter, and they help expand my knowledge, whether it's through a seminar or a peer-to-peer experience. I really enjoy participating in all that ATD has to offer. I like to engage our learning community in the future by becoming a leader for that local chapter. And long-range aspirations include learning about augmented reality, virtual reality training experiences, and these could provide an impactful and memorable experience for state employees that work with equipment. They're also very immersive, and it's what we're going to in the future. So I want to be on that cutting edge. I also want to polish my knowledge of accessibility for training experiences. I am completely an advocate for inclusion. Most people don't really know the difference between mentoring versus coaching. Mentoring is for the development of the whole individual. It's mutually beneficial for its long-term goals. And establishing connections is a focal point in the mentor-mentee relationship. And the overall goal is more of a career development process than the coaching relationship. Whereas coaching is more performance-based. There are clear, measurable goals, and the participant is encouraged to problem solve with the coach, whereby coming up with a solution that will produce results. Both have positive outcomes, and the choice comes down to what the participant needs and what the organization can provide. Embarking on this experience of coaching, I had ideas about what coaching was, and this experience helped me reframe what I thought I knew. Previously, I believed that coaching and mentoring were the same thing. The trainings provided in person, online, or asynchronously were adequate to cover any needs participants may have. I did provide job aids, however, there also needed to be more resources, and all of this should be research-backed. I was curious about the one-to-one coaching experience. As an art instructor, I specialize in classes with small groups, so I had a few questions about how one-to-one coaching would really work. As teachers, we often help each other out anyway, but this is a little bit different. So this coaching opportunity provided a platform to polish what I was doing in the classroom and expand into the andragogy of adult learners. It was a challenge to separate coaching and mentoring initially. As I learned more about their specific purposes, it became easier to maintain a defined role. It was also a little challenging to keep those stories of how I did things to myself. She didn't need my many anecdotes to clarify the potential outcomes. She could decide those things on her own. That kept me from doing more of the instructing, and instead I asked more questions. And in that, she found some of the answers on her own. She also came with 2 separate topics to cover. Narrowing these to the most impactful was a difficult decision to navigate for both of us, but you have to figure out which one is the most important. Often, as a coach, you want to give the most information possible, but this can prove distracting and dilute the outcome in the long run. There are benefits for both coach and participant. As a coach, stepping outside the role of teacher and empowering her to grow her abilities to search for what she needed, demonstrating my leadership skills by helping another discover her strengths, and uncovering the research on related topics ignited my curiosity altogether. I found so much information that I've earmarked a lot of this information for later research on my own. So as a coach, I learned quite a bit as well. As a participant, she found the ability to communicate her challenges without feeling inadequate, and she learned to accept the resources and the aid in streamlining the classroom practices. She was very appreciative of those and how they gave her some guidelines as well as some literal instruction on how to perform with these particular tools that she had been given. It was clear that her confidence and her resilience had increased through the entire process. I've talked to her since, and she said she's having an amazing year. She's starting off on the right foot. A lot of the things that we talked about through the coaching process, as well as things that other teachers have helped her with, really gave her a solid foundation to start a year that she didn't know was possible after her first year of teaching. So I'm very excited to know that what I've done and what some other teachers have done have strengthened her, and she hopes to remain a teacher. So, reflecting on the experience, I would have preferred the coaching to take place within the course of her teaching during the school year, so that the ideas that both of us had could be tried, they could be implemented, and the results could be measured. The feedback would almost be immediate, and we could make adjustments accordingly. I feel like during the school year, actively engaging with the students would have allowed a lot more of that to happen, to have these things put in place for her to be able to monitor them on the other side would give an opportunity for better results measurement. I would have also liked to have modeled the process a little bit more so that she could observe from standing back and watching and give critical feedback on what she saw maybe were gaps or room for improvement, or maybe another idea that she'd gotten from someone else or something that she'd read on her own online. Oftentimes, the things that I would share with her, she said it would turn into a little rabbit hole where she'd find out more and more and more information, and her curiosity grew over the course of our coaching experience. For those interested in one-to-one coaching, I have 5 suggestions. Be sure that you understand the topic of the participant. Ms. Rising's specialty area is ceramics and teaching, which was also mine for some time. So there are very nuanced things that happen in a classroom when you're teaching ceramics. It helps to know what some of these things are. So if you're not familiar with it, you need to be willing to learn and ask thoughtful questions to get deeper into the particular topic of the person that you're coaching. Be compassionate and patient with them. They're reaching out for help, and that can have someone feeling a little bit vulnerable. A lot of times teachers are looked at as experts of some kind, not necessarily as always learning. So, being with someone who's asked for help or you are coaching, make sure that you're patient with them and compassionate and listen to what they're really saying to you. Number 3, you need to set realistic goals and expectations for both you and the participants' ability and time. Reaching for the stars is great in theory, but when you want to have measurable results, you need to make sure that you're focused, that you're measuring it by the amount of time that you have together in your meetings that you've scheduled, the ability of your participant, and your own ability. Be honest. There's nothing like overreaching and completely missing that target. Number 4, make sure you refine your goals. They may have 10 problems, but you can only help them tackle one at a time successfully. The key here is to have success with this. Number 5, provide job aids or material resources that they can take away for self-reflection and as a resource for later. There's nothing like having someone to coach you. It was a great experience. You've implemented this first thing that they suggested, but maybe you forgot what the others were. Leaving your participant with job aids, with some reading material, a YouTube, a magazine, online article, anything that will help them to find success when you are not available directly to them. So make sure you think about them. Finally, thank you for your time and listening to my coaching reflection. On these links, you can visit my portfolio website and explore the documents that have been created throughout the experience coaching Ms. Rising. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn and ask any questions you may have about my experience. Thank you again.